Good morning, students. This is Rajesh Agarwal, your English teacher. Till now, we have completed 5 poems, and this is our 6th poem. And the name of this poem is Amanda, written by Robin Klein. First of all, we will know the brief introduction of this poem. So let us see. Robin Klein is an Australian author of books for children. Robin Klein is a she, not he. She is an Australian author who writes books for children. In this poem, she has expressed the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly pointed out by her mother for making mistakes. Amanda is a girl who is constantly, means continuously, pointed out again and again by her mother for her minor mistakes. But all the time, the little girl Amanda keeps dreaming of a life of freedom in the open. Amanda is in the habit of keeping the dream of freedom. She takes no note of what is being said to her. Amanda never in the habit of taking notes what is being said to her. This is a brief introduction of this poem. Now let us see the summary of the poem. The poem describes a girl named Amanda and her mother who is nagging her for her mistakes. Her mother always in the habit of nagging her daughter. She is first pointed out most probably by her mother for biting her nails and for not sitting in the right posture. The mother also feels that Amanda sits in a very lazy manner. To this, Amanda imagines herself as a mermaid who lives a calm and relaxing life in the beautiful green sea. Further, she is nagged for not cleaning her room and shoes and also for not doing her homework. She then imagines herself to be an orphan because she is now fed up of being watched by her parents continuously. She says that she would have enjoyed her freedom then by making the patterns of her bare feet on the sand and would live a peaceful life. Next, Amanda is scolded. Scolded means rebuke. Amanda is scolded for eating too many chocolates, as this causes pimples. She is also scolded for not listening to her mother. So now Amanda thinks of being Rapunzel. Rapunzel, who is Rapunzel? A character from a fairy tale, and wants to live in a huge tower like her. Huge means big tower. In the tower, she will be alone and will live a peaceful life and will never allow anyone to come in. Finally, the mother asks her to stop being moody. Moody means become angry again and again because she doesn't want anyone to blame her for harassing her daughter. Harassing means to give problem to someone. So at this time, the poet has not written any reaction from Amanda's side. This constant nagging has made her so sad that she has even stopped to imagine herself as someone else. She used to do so in order to escape from the continuous harassment and dominance of her parents. Means to say, Amanda feels that her parents are trying to dominate her, but actually it is not there. Parents are always caring about her children or daughters. Now let us see the poem and its explanation. The poem has 4 stanzas. We will do stanza number 1 in this lecture. What says stanza number 1? Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Actually, the first 2-3 lines are from the mother side, and the lines which are given within brackets, these are the lines from Amanda. First, we will see some difficult words of the stanzas. The very first word is hunch. Hunch means bend. Then slouching. Slouching means sitting in a lazy way. Then languid. Languid means relaxed, in a relaxed position. Then emerald. Emerald means green color. Soul. Soul means only. Inhabitant. Inhabitant means resident. Mermaid. Mermaid is a being with head and trunk of a woman and tail of a fish. This is a special creature. Drifting. Drifting means moving slowly by the water. And blissfully means happily. These are some special words picked out from this stanza. Now see the explanation of this stanza. What this stanza says. The poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always pointed out by her mother for her mistakes and how she imagines her life to be. The poet says that the mother is pointing out Amanda for biting nails, which is a very bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Actually, Amanda is in the habit of bending her shoulders again and again. Amanda, who has a habit of bending her shoulders and sitting lazily, is being pointed out because her mother wants her to sit in the right posture. Actually, mother wants to teach her daughter to sit in a right posture, to sit in the right position. That's why she nagging her. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, she means Amanda. Amanda is being scolded by her mother. Scolded means rebuked. She imagines herself. Now Amanda start imagining to be a deep green sea. Amanda imagines that she is like a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid who is alone there. Mermaid, I explained the word meaning, half fish and half creature, and leads her life in a very relaxing way, in a very comfortable way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water and feel the relaxing environment there. So I think you understood. Now come to the literary devices. Literary devices are very important in a poem. Without literary device, we can't say it is a poem. The poet very beautifully uses some literary devices in this poem also. The very first we can see, that is anaphora. Anaphora means repeated use of a word at start of 2 or more lines. For example, don't bite and don't hunch. This stanza starts from don't bite. Next line is don't hunch. Don't bite, don't hunch, don't repeat it in the very first of the line. That's why we can say the poet uses anaphora here. Anaphora is a figure of speech, we can say. The next one is assonance. Assonance means use of a vowel sound. For example, O. In which line? Don't hunch your shoulders. We can see don't here, O sound is there, your. So O sound is repeated here. We can say assonance is used by the poet in this line. Don't hunch your shoulders. Next one is alliteration. Alliteration. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. In this line, alliteration is used. And what is alliteration? S sound is being repeated at the start of closely placed words. Means stop, slouching, sit, straight. We can say S sound is repeated again and again. So alliteration means when consonant sound is repeated, and assonance means when vowel sounds are repeated. Then rhyme. A, B, A, C, C, C. This is the rhyme scheme which is used here. Amanda, the very last word is Amanda, next is Amanda, next is straight, next is Amanda, next is C, next is me, next is blissfully. We can see the pronunciation of these words. Amanda, A. Next is Amanda again, that's again A repeated. Then straight, B, Amanda, A. Then C, me, blissfully. Same sounds, so C, C, C. So this much is enough for today. Remaining literary devices and the next remaining poem we will discuss in our next lecture. If you have any doubt, you can contact me at my WhatsApp number.